All right. Live. Boy, I'm live. He's alive. All right. My name's Leon Duncan, and this is the real Leon Duncan. I this is my first stream off of this channel. Really, it is. First time streaming off of this channel. We got another channel called Real Estate Lunchbox. I'm a licensed real estate agent, broker, investor, fix and flipper, entrepreneur. I like talking about real estate and wealth and things like that, building. I've been in the business for 18 years. Man, was so crazy as I got my real estate license around this time in 2005. And this is one of those times where I said, man, I do real estate content on a real estate lunchbox, but it's not just real estate content. Don't get it twisted. I talk about popular culture, I talk about culture, but I talk politics, I talk real estate, business, finance, anything that kind of just jumps out to me for that day. So, but I wanted to bring this channel online because we already got, I think we got 81 subscribers on this channel, and I'm going to be growing this channel more and more. And there's just some topics you just can't talk about on that other channel. You just can't talk about it. It's not like you can't do it. You can do it, but some people, they don't really come to hear you trip out about Joe Biden.
Congratulations. Well done.
You hear to hear me trip out about Joe Biden and any of those other ones. But it's not just about that, man. I love my people. I love trying to help people. Man, and this is it. As much as I can give to people who want to have it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You know, single mama son. My daddy was there. Both my daddies was there, but I kind of I raised myself. But at the end of the day, man, there's a lot of topics. There's a lot of things that God just kind of showed me and taught me. And if I do not turn around and just show it to people or help people, then I feel like I'm at a bad position. I have a great, I'm not doing great by his gifts, his talents he's given to me. I have a great family. I have a loving wife, 18 years married. You can't really beat that. A lot of people are still trying to figure out how to actually do this marriage thing. Guys, I've been married 19 years. I'm going to my 20th year being married. 20th year. So I'm in my 20th year. And I love it. It's nothing like marriage. Regardless of whatever they say out there, there is nothing like the institution of marriage. So your boy's here streaming. We're going to be streaming like this twice out the week. Hold on. Let me grab my stuff. Yeah. I'm going to stream like this twice out the week. Dropping some jewels, helping you guys out, because personally, I believe there's a lot of fucked up things going on in our culture, man. Our culture is fucked up so many different ways. And I'm not one of those guys out here like talking about women are nothing and men aren't anything and men should be doing this and women should be nah. I'm just going to tell you what made my 19 years of marriage work. And you can do whatever the heck you want to do after that. I'm just going to tell you like what is on my heart and what God put on my heart. And I'm going to just share it with you. Because my hopes is the more I share stuff like this, the more it'll be easier and people will understand, because there's a lot of fraudulent things going on in the culture right now. Fraudulent. You got women taking advice from women that never been married, barely had a boyfriend. And I'm looking at, I'm like, this is crazy. It's crazy. Now, I only got 4 topics I'm gonna cover. I'm gonna keep this short, especially first time out the gate. I'm gonna keep it short. But I would love you to do is like and follow if you're listening to this in replay. I know I haven't built up enough for people to, but if you're listening to this in replay, like and follow, okay? And while you're in there, you can join the Patreon, and we're doing a sweepstakes where we're giving away a 1-bedroom apartment in Atlanta. That's a 1-bedroom apartment, fully furnished with utilities included in the city of Atlanta. We're going to do the drawing New Year's Eve, and that's just a giveaway. If you don't live there, you can rent it out. If you don't want to rent it out, you can give it away. It's about a $17,000 value, $17,000+ value. You can't beat that. The owner who actually did it, I worked with him before. I've done real estate deals with him. So I knew when he was going to do it, it was going to be different and epic. So, bada bing, bada bang. I was listening to one of my favorite content creators, Anton Daniels. I'm gonna give Anton a shout because that I'm telling you, people don't realize the talent. Some people look at people and they don't feel like they have any type of talent or they don't have any significance. They downplay you just off a first look. Either you're not as tall as they want you to be or expect you to be, or you're too short, or you got a big head or something like that. You know,
Congratulations, well done.
It doesn't just mean you got big brain. Don't matter. But people don't give props to people who are props are due. You probably look at Anton and be like, nah, this guy can't give me, nah, whatever. He doesn't look. And I had that little feeling at the beginning when I listened to him, and I was like, But I listened to him, and I clearly heard him out, and I said, this dude got wisdom. This dude got some really good wisdom. And he dropped something one day when he was actually doing his live stream, and I'm working because I work from home, real estate business, lending, loans, all those different things. And so I'm working from home, and Anton comes on and he's talking about spending time with God in the morning before the day even started. And the way he clearly articulated that time, someone that is a son will like, dang, that's a son. You'd be like, dang, that's a son. That's a son. Someone whose son will recognize another son. So when you drop those lines of wisdom, those jewels, the true ones really hear it. The real ones really hear it. The ones who fellowship with him. The ones he's given me everything I could ever ask for. He's already done it. And when I hear someone say it and they live it and they walk in it, I got to give them props. So if you get a chance, go over to Anton Daniels' channel. I say like, subscribe. So people say, why would you send him to another man's channel? I'm like, why wouldn't you send him to another man's channel? I mean, if the guy's dropping wisdom, he's dropping jewels. Is it for you? I'm not like, it's like, yeah, it's a competition, but how you going to compete against the GOAT when you just getting in the race? But man, like, subscribe, follow for more content. And go over to Anton's channel and give him big ups because he's in the algorithm. And while he's in the algorithm, this came across, and I really had to share this because this is true to me for every single man that's out here. The misconception is that as men, you're supposed to be hanging out with other men, and they do this, you do that, you got your boys. I feel that's the recipe for disaster. That is the recipe for disaster. Because now you're sitting back and you're just gleaming from all these other guys, and you're never sitting the time to form your own thoughts, to put your own thinking together, to grow your own thinking and your perception on things. And some people may say, hey, Leona, I got my own perception, my own thinking. I hear you, but thinking evolves. I mean, I don't think the way I thought when I first started real estate. I don't think the way I thought after I did my first flip. I don't think the way I thought after I was married 4 or 5 years. I don't think the same way. So your thinking is evolving, but more importantly, as your thinking evolves, you want your relationship with God to evolve, because the real thinking that it should be your mind, your thinking should be evolving to, your brain should be elevating to, is the mind of Christ. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that further on, but let's do this right here because, and here you go. Let's check this out.
I'd be by myself. Me, my security. I move as a solo artist. I was seeing some guys in San Juan, and it looked like they was in groups. So usually, you'll see a group of guys, or you'll see a group of women, or you'll see a couple, right? Very rarely do you see people that travel alone. I think that people that travel alone has the best sign. Men specifically, ladies, always stay in pairs. It's not safe for you to be by yourself. Ladies, don't always stay in pairs. I'm going to Biloxi too. Never be by yourself. But guys that travel alone, I think that those are the guys that are the most valuable because they know how to move. They understand culture. They're not interdependent on people for their happiness. They know how
Oh,
Amazing. Incredible. Outstanding. Amazing.
he nailed it. He nailed it. The validness, you're validated already. You don't need other guys to validate you. Women, if you have a guy that needs other men to validate him, then you have, I'm not saying throw him away, but you do need to have a closer look at what you got, whether you're married, whether you're dating. Because any man that needs other men to make them feel validated, to give them a sense of self-worth, of value, of confidence, of courage, they'll do things around them they won't normally do by themselves. They'll do things hanging out with them that they would with you, and then they're around that they wouldn't do by themselves. They need them to travel to other places where they shouldn't, whether it's out of the state, out of the country, or they won't travel unless they're traveling with them. That, to me, as someone that has gone through that in life and came out of it and looked behind me and said the worst type of bondage anybody can be in is the bondage and expectation from other people. That's the worst. Because now you're all screwed up thinking, what did they think about me? How did they think that? Why did they think that? Did they really think that? All this. All of that. And it starts with who you hang out with. And do you agree with everything that they say? And if they agree with it, does that mean you turn around and you rock with it? You don't put any thought to it? You used to have that saying that said, monkey see, monkey do. Monkey see, monkey do.
Oh no.
Yeah.
They know how to move by themselves. They not broken. They've discovered themselves. Ladies, if you can find a man that knows how to travel by himself and don't need a group, he don't have to go with a whole bunch of guys. He can go with women, but it doesn't necessarily mean he needs a woman to be with him. If you can find a guy, yes, if you can find a guy that knows how to move by himself, that's comfortable being by himself in his own space, he don't always have to have somebody in order to make himself feel good. That is going to be the best type of guy. That's going to be the best relationship ever. It's going to take some time to get used to him, though. A lot of guys, and there's nothing wrong with guys traveling in groups. And let's be clear, because I know a lot of y'all think that just because I big up one type of person or a person with one type of personality, that somehow means that I'm dissing somebody else. No. It doesn't mean that. I'm just telling you, guys that know how to move by themselves.
He's not dissing other people that have to. I'm not dissing them, but I'm gonna just step over this for a second. I'm not gonna step. I'm gonna rest here for a second. I'm not dissing them, but I am questioning their confidence and what they're built on. If they move just like everybody else that's around them, I'm questioning. Are they truly confident? And if you swept the rug from underneath them and everything collapsed, what type of person would they really be? What would really come out of them? Because we don't know shit about people until shit happens. That's when shit hits the fan. Then you like, he like that. Oh, okay, I see him now. Because that person is going to discover stuff about themselves too. Do they truly believe what they believe? So I'm not saying that. I'm not kicking that person, just like he said. I'm not kicking them, but I am probably pointing out and saying that there is a yellow flag there, like that light that comes on your car is a yellow ding. Move with caution.
They are the best type of people to be in a relationship with. They usually know how to get money. They usually know how to network. They usually know how to be by themselves. They usually know how to love better. They figured out life. You know what I'm saying? They figured out what happiness looks like on their own. And people that have figured out how to be happy by themselves are way better to be around because.
And that's the problem we got, right? One of the problems we got in the culture, people don't know how to be happy by themselves. None of y'all don't know how to be happy by yourselves. You know, you don't know how to be happy in your own flesh. Yeah. Hold on. You don't know how to be happy by yourself. And the reason why you don't know how to be happy by yourself is because you've heard people around you the whole time. You've listened to them. You hear that tone, that sound, their tonality, that volume, always having someone directing you, telling you, giving you some type of wisdom, some type of insight. Uh, so you don't have the time to even sit back and think for yourself, or you don't take the time to think for yourself. So yeah, it that's why guys who don't necessarily sit in a crowd, they can be around people, but they're not like dependent on those people they're around. They're cool going and being by themselves days upon days and times upon times. To me, that's it. That's the rock star move right there.
They don't have to be doing it. Like, I'll give you an example. I don't have, like, a lot of people have a misconception of me. They think that just because I might have resources that I always have to stay at the best hotel. No, I choose to stay at the best hotel if it's convenient. But I can do anything. I'm like, it's almost like being a Renaissance man. I don't have to have a Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? Like, lately I've been driving.
Okay, let me slow it down for some of you guys. A Renaissance man. You can move various different ways. The simplest way I can put it, when I go into a closing, when I first started real estate, I was wearing a suit. And most of the people I was dealing with, they respected that. You're in a suit. But I can also take that suit off and go and meet with investors wearing jeans and a hoodie. The investors are like, man, he's wearing jeans and a hoodie. Yeah, okay, cool. I fit in and I flow with them. I'm versatile in different atmospheres when I walk into it. I stand out, but I don't stick out. You know what I mean? It being a Renaissance man has so much to do with that Renaissance era where it was a marvelous thing to know how to write poetry and how to sing, how to compose a song, but then how to turn around and invent some of the best inventions ever made, whether it's the catapult, whether it's the plane, but all sparks and pieces of your brain, they're firing off. They're firing off. Boom, 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 boom. You're not just in this box. You can touch here. You can touch a little bit there. I can rock with loans on a commercial. I can rock with loans on a private. I can rock with hard money. I can rock with the multifamily investors. I can rock with the single family investors. I can do some property management. I can touch. I know a little bit about commercial. Then I can roll back and we can get into some land. All those different things make me more of a Renaissance. But I have my niche though. I have my niche. My ears can just perk and I understand that. And I can go right and do my own land deal. You know, I can do it. I know I can close it. But that piece right there, it changes the way you walk. It makes you so versatile, more versatile, because it takes time to get into that place of deep thought to say, oh, I like this. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
My challenger. I like all types of stuff. I can go to the high-end restaurant or I like to hit the local Coney Island. I can go and stay at, the Bellagio or the Vdara or the Wynn Hotel. But at the same time, if I go to certain cities, I can hit the Residence Inn. No problem.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, follow for more content. That is, to me, that's the thing about being a real man. And we get so much of this stuff that's out here right now. I just had to say, I had to put it out there because I don't feel like there's enough props that people get for not being in a big group full of people. Hey, all right. I got like 4 topics. Since this is the stream, I dive deeper into it on my real estate stream. But this is whenever I'm mowing the lawn. Yeah, I mow my own lawn. Nobody mows my lawn for me. I push my own. I got a push mower. It's probably smaller than what my lawn should be. I should have a riding mower. Damn, I am cheap. I could have bought it a long time ago, but I still it's a good workout. And I end up and I save money. and I'm not afraid of saving it or saying that I save it. It's good. Right about now, I'm glad I fired my lawn guy a couple years ago and got into doing it myself. Now, granted, it is electric, but we not doing no old school pushing. Nah, we not doing none of that old school pushing stuff. It is electric. It is electric. But it's cool. It's cool. As I'm listening to it, I come by this doggone of course, thumbnail, and I click it, and they're talking about churches. And I don't know, a lot of people don't listen to. I grew up listening to 700 Club because my grandma played that stuff in the back. Jimmy Swaggart and all those guys that wanted your money. Real talk. I've grown throughout the course of years, walking and just fellowshipping with God, making that the priority. The important thing, the most important thing for every man should be a fellowship, a relationship with God. So when I saw this, the average religious person would say, the religious person, I don't say average because I'm not religious. I don't consider myself religious. But the religious person would say, oh no, not 10,000 churches, not 15,000 churches closing. Oh my gosh.
All right, number 3, church closures are outpacing church plants 3-1. Yeah. So up to 10,000 churches close each year, while only 3,000 are planted. And that explains why most growth that we see is transfer growth and not conversion growth, because it's the church down the street closed down, and so I'm here at this church. Or this church started preaching something that I didn't agree with, and so now I'm over here. And we're not saying that there's never biblical reason to leave one church and go to the other, or God might not call you to do that, but the reality is that those people are great. Let's make room for them, but we really are about reaching the lost. But church closures are outpacing church plants 3-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to say this again. You're going to see a lot of churches begin to close because for 2 reasons. Number 1, Jesus is closing those churches because he does not want them to be his representatives anymore.
So I'm going to tell you, I'm happy that these churches are closing. Every church that has closed its door needs to keep its doors closed. It doesn't need to open up its doors again. Nobody needs to go and give these guys tax-free money again. Now, as someone that's been in church and been going to church since I think I was 6, 7, 5. My first preschool was a freaking church school. You know, your little preschool you're in, they drop you off for daycare, was the same church that we went to on a Sunday. Back in the day, it was like that. I don't know about this now, but it is. So I've heard the word, studied the word, been in multiple denominations concerning the word. And one thing I do get that is so true is that God will take care of whatever he puts together.
Oh, no.
That means you trying to do it means that he didn't do it.
Oh, no.
Or you're in the way of it getting done.
Oh, no.
Either way, if it closed, if he knows how to keep things open and he knows how to open up things that are closed. Period. And the people are probably better off somewhere else. That's probably for a pastor that's out there that didn't want to hear it. Probably a lay person or one of you guys that go to a church. And you're like, how can you think about something like that, Leon? How can you say something like that? Well, I said it and I ain't taking it back. Because the fact is, some of those people who open these churches, they do it with malice, wrong, misled, or manipulative reasons. And there's a bunch of other reasons. But it is done. Either they're competing against the pastor from the church they left, or they're competing against something, and everybody swear that God told them to do it. The proof is in the pudding, baby.
Congratulations, well done.
The proof is in the pudding. I shouldn't have to strive to keep anything rocking. There should be a level of flow, peace. Now, I'm not saying things don't happen and we don't get things that come at us, but that's what salvation is for, right? It's supposed to help you when things, like, isn't that what salvation is for? If you believe that that's the purpose of it, leave a comment below. If you don't believe it is, still leave a comment below. If you disagree with what I'm saying in its entirety, you think I'm crazy, leave a comment below. I will read your comment and I will listen to it. I'm not saying I'm agree. I'm just saying I'm going to read and I'm going to listen to it. I may agree, I may not agree, who knows? But at the end of the day, last time I checked, when they needed money to pay for pay their taxes, Jesus told them where to go to get the cash. They didn't have to stand in front of the tax attorney or anybody like that, a judge, right? They didn't have to get chased down by the Roman IRS. God took care of it. He took care of it. Jesus went where God told him to go, and Jesus told them to go where God told him to go. And y'all like, how is that even possible? Because he said, hey, whatever I do it of my Father, right? I don't do anything unless my Father tells me to do it. So I'm assuming that God probably told Jesus to tell him to go get the damn money out of the fish's freaking mouth. So that's just me. I'm so common. I'm so simple. At the end of the day, these places are closing down, and that's good opportunity for the environment and for the economy. You say, Leon, what about the environment? I don't know. They might be located in a place where one of those data centers need to be replaced. They could probably give it to one of those data centers and sell it out and make a nice little prick penny. That's really not good for the economy. Those data centers, boy, I tell you. Ooh, if you got one building near you. But my point is this. If God put it together, shouldn't he keep it? Should he not keep it? Should it be something where I'm trying to do with his job for him?
I'm falling out in the circle right now. It's working. They're predicting there's going to be over 1,500 church doors that close this year. Say the church is bankrupt. Lack of attendance. Nobody's showing up. None of that shit. They're trying to merge them all together.
Black church is the reason why we are biblically illiterate. And when I say we, I'm talking about we are going to church services that are essentially pep rally, literally encouragement. God is going to bless you. God is going to bring you out. As he brought out the children of Israel. God is going to bring you out. There is a promise. Who was the promise for? How did they get the promise? Who gave them the promise? Why was the promise given? What were they being brought out of?
Hold on. She cooking. And some of y'all going to hate this, but it's the truth. And we know it. And when you free, you never going to go back to it.
Point me back to the scriptures. Go back to the Bible, because you make me feel good. I don't even know why I'm feeling good. Not been a lead service, still stressed out because I didn't get an actual answer as to what God did. I didn't get an answer as to why he did it. I don't have anything up here to sustain me. You just gave me a little heebie-jeebie, little robashak takaya baba, and expect that to last? And this is what we grew up.
Oh no, she was rolled it off in tongue. Rabba.
Ben, this is what we believed was church. And we wonder why we're listening to false teachers and false prophets that give us the same heebie-jeebie, talking about, that's exactly how church is supposed to feel. That's got my spirit telling your spirit not telling you nothing but nonsense. I just know this is not what Paul was talking about when he said admonish and exhort the word. Don't get me wrong, God is a spiritual being. There is emotion, there is excitement, there is charisma, of course. But when that becomes the focus, we have a problem. Pastors base their word off of how many amens and shouts they got, not off of if they taught biblically and correctly, if they're empowering and giving their flock knowledge and wisdom on how to battle this thing we call life. At the end of the day, Black church do better. The music be popping, but the word is missing. Okay?
The music is popping, but the word is missing. And she 100% right. Hey, some of y'all just like feeling nice, warm and fuzzy, and you're just stuck in your same pattern. So you just go and do it because mama and them went and did it. And we've been doing it like this for a long doggone time. And that's why you go do it. And you go do that every day. Every Sunday, you just go sit down there. Blah, blah, blah. You don't think it through. You don't really think about it. It's a giant pep rally, yo. I don't need a pep rally. Honestly, I don't need that. I'm already pep from God. I'm already pep. Like, I have private pep rallies with him. That's it. But you got to have a corporate pep. It's like, Leon, some people just need people just to encourage them and to build them up. Well, I'm going to tell you, when you become dependent on people encouraging you and building you up, then now you are attached to those people, and also get ready for them to manipulate you and break you down.
Congratulations, well done.
Because if they build you up, you depend on them to build you up. Damn, those are the same ones that are gonna break you. They can break you down too. You dependent on them. Oh, you're only dependent on them for the positive things. You're not dependent on them for the negative things. When do you know that it's negative? When do you know? When you drink the Kool-Aid, it takes somebody giving you water, and you be like, where the Kool-Aid at? Bro, you should have been drinking water, living water. You don't need all of that. And I am not, by all means, I'm not going to condemn or trash anybody who is stuck on the religious bandwagon like that. I'm not. I always say, question the gospel that you hear. The gospel you hear should make you dependent on God and not dependent on man. The gospel you hear should tell you that everything is done and everything is completed, that you don't have to go do 5 Hail Marys, that you don't have to go do all these religious practices to cleanse yourself or get yourself to a place where God can do something for you. And this is the most simplest piece in the gospel. And I can't even beat anybody up because you don't know, because nobody told you. And they told you Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, but they didn't tell you about the guy that was in the furnace with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And that's the reason why he was able to be in the furnace. They were able to be in the furnace because they had another person in the furnace with them, and the person was the Holy Spirit. And so he's the comforter, and that's nothing more than a shadow of God being with us right now. Bing. And I said that really fast because I wanted to get it out, and I don't want anybody to be condemned. There is a point in time, I truly believe, that these churches probably played a good role in attracting or raising up a certain banner for God. Like, people saw the banner, it's like, oh. And then they came in, and they may have came in there and then left and went somewhere else where they should have been. And that was probably good for that season in even that one person. But more than likely, if it's not around anymore, especially the ones that open 1 year and 2 years later, 3 years later, they're gone. Or even at the end of the year. Yeah, you got to question it, yo.
In case y'all wondering why these churches have closed their business and why people don't go to church no more. And yeah, I said business because that's all they are. They synagogues of Satan, and all they ought to do is get a profit. And so the reason why so many closed during COVID and so many pews are empty in the church now is because it's not built on a firm, solid foundation. It ain't built on the rock. And so it's shaky and it's shift, and then it suddenly closed the doors because only the truth gonna make you free. See, you can't build on a foundation that's already laid, which is Jesus Christ. He's that firm foundation. He's that solid rock. See, 1 Corinthians 3:11 says, for no one can lay.
Oh, slow that down. You can't build on a foundation that's already laid. Why do you think you still need deliverance? Why do you think you still need healing? Why do you think you need these things? This foundation has already been laid. See, the deception is I make you emotionally attached, so you will never be in a place where you're self-sufficient. And your true self-sufficiency is in God, is with Jesus, is with the Holy Spirit. That's the thing, and I don't want to get too far. Man, I'm not trying to hit you on the politics side, but let's be for real. Like, that's one thing I don't like so much about political parties, that keep you dependent upon them for your next breakthrough, your next meal, because now your brain can't creatively, you can't get into a place where you've at the end of yourself and all you can say is, God, I surrender. And then he's just going to say, cool, let's go do this. And it's really that simple, without the tears and the breaking down.
Foundation other than that which is laid, which is Jesus Christ. And anytime there are churches that preaching them and they works, that ain't that foundation. that was laid by Jesus Christ. See, you got to preach Christ and him crucified, because he's who make us righteous, holy, and without sin, not you. You can't work to become righteous. You can never become righteous based off your works. And a lot of these businesses that are called churches are preaching that it's your work that matters.
I think that's why I cuss. I'm working on it. You know what? And that's a lie. I'm really not working on it. God is actually working on me with it. And sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. Then I refrain, and I see it not as much as it was before. And that's the misconception. We think we're supposed to be working on ourselves. No, we're supposed to be presenting ourselves to him for him to work on us, and not be condemned with the negative things that we do, or not go so high on a horse of the things we've accomplished. Oh gosh, Leon, you did these many real estate deals in a year. Oh my, you were doing 15 properties? Getting high on my own supply.
Your works that's going to get you into heaven, and that's not true. They trying to lay another foundation, and you can't lay another foundation other than that which is laid. You know, Jesus told Peter, thou art the rock, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So if that foundation is on Jesus Christ, it won't sink. But if it's on any other foundation other than Jesus Christ, them doors gonna be closed.
Bang.
Them pews gonna be few.
Boom.
And ain't nothing gonna be in there but a bunch of entertainers claim to be believers, still thinking they sinners. Well, you can't be a believer and a sinner too. So that
This is probably one of the most clearest videos I have ever. Shout out to Miss Colette and this video. Thank you for sharing this, Miss Colette. I messaged you and I said you need to make it available to be able to, like, for people to download and share and do all this other stuff with it, because I like the reposting portion, but I want to send it to more people. Banging. Like, this is so true. This is so true. Did you see and hear what she said, which was so, like, cool?
too. So that's why them doors are closing, in case y'all want to know. Believe it.
They entertainers, and y'all just be entertained by them. They just be entertained by them. Now, how do you know if you're going somewhere you're entertained and you're going somewhere you're not entertained? To me, the acid test is, I take notes. Does it make sense after I take it? Can I literally apply it to my life? Practically apply it to my life? Or is it something I'm like, okay, how does this work again? Oh, stomp your feet. Shout your hands. Yeah. Oh, my bad.
The Lord Jesus and be saved. Understand it is his finished work that saved us, that made us righteous, holy, just, and without sin, not our works. Don't build. Don't try to build another foundation. That foundation will fall. But if you stand on that solid rock, the gates of hell shall not prevail against it.
Oh, yeah. Sis, right. The gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Mm-hmm. Clap, clap, clap. Yo, I am man, I had to run this. I'm gonna run this real quick. Actually, let's do this one real quick, man. And I put it down there not to be so over. I'm not trying to be overly religious. I'm not, and this is not a religion. You cannot have popular culture and believe that popular culture, which moves with a hive mentality, is correct. You can't have it. And I'm not talking about TikTok trends that we do and everybody likes to do it. And who's the best one? I woke up in my Maserati. No, I'm not. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the things that people say that are popular, and everybody conforms to that type of thinking of it being popular without even questioning the narrative, not without even questioning what's given to them in the light of the gospel. And this is not to be condemnation. It's not to spread any condemnation, because it's not condemning you, because we all do stuff in ignorance and not knowing. But there's a point where people will tell you, and you're going to have to figure it out for yourself. And my mom would say, growing up, my grandma would say, if you cannot hear, you're going to feel. Oh, no. If you can't hear, my child, you're going to feel, my child. You're going to feel. Oh, no. Because that's That's how it plays. And God is, I don't believe he wants us to feel half of the things we feel, but sometimes we do it to ourselves. And the sickening part about it is that the people who are supposed to be teaching us, teaching us the word of God, they don't teach it. They make it complicated, and it's not simple. They tell you that you still have to go get this salvation thing, no matter how much you've already confessed and walked away. And you're like, I haven't changed on the inside, Leon. Look, we having a come to Jesus moment, right? I'm a sit lip. Here. It's right there at the bottom. Give your tithe right there. You can give that offering on this, because this is a word right there. There it is. Get your offering. Cash App. Real estate lunchbox. Real talk. I say it, and I'm just saying it because I want people to be free, and I don't want to see people struggling for something that's already given to them. And that's the worst place to see it. It's like me sitting down in a chair I'm already sitting in. Like, how do you do that? That's what I'm saying. How do you do that? That's why it doesn't really work sometimes. It doesn't really work any of the time. You have grace, right? You have grace. And grace comes through and it helps you. And you think that it was supposed to be like that because of grace. You're like, man, it worked. It was just grace. Just favored, unmerited. Because what I'm telling you, I have everything that I could even need. And I don't even get into the physical material stuff. Yeah, we're not even talking about just that. We're talking more about like the peace, the love, the joy. I think these are things that every person is supposed to walk in. Every person is supposed to have it. You don't strive for it. You don't have to be set free from this or free from that, because you already were set free and it already was done. You just got to believe it. You just got to accept it, and you got to realize those things happen to make you deny it. Look, my dog is barking out here. My dog. Yup. I got a pit bull and a doggone Cane Corso. Yeah. Never know when those guys go off. All right, cool, man. I want to actually get into this. The deception a lot of times in a culture is that these people this is the mark. Now, for my gen, we had Jim Jones, we had Meth, we had Nas, we had Puffy, we had, these were the characters of our mind, for me, when in the 80s, they were popping, and if you 80s baby, put your hand up in the air, because you are simply
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
That's true.
Outstanding.
Facts.
Amazing.
Facts. That's generation. Now, what they laid down when they were rappers, artists, entertainers, they laid down and they put down that this rap thing is like the legit thing. Now, fast forward years later, we understand and we see that these cats wasn't making any money. They wasn't making no money, and I say it because this deception has the young cat still tied up in it. And if you are in your 20s and you're still trying to be a rapper, yeah, like in your 20s for real. Like, it would be dope to actually learn something else that's not just rapping. Like, get yourself a good trade, okay? Because the amount of people that actually make it is few or none. And when you do make it, the most of them that have made it have bent over. they've been bent over.
Oh no.
And the bending's still going.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because and then they're telling you, oh yeah, man, this thing is a scam.
Your average rapper is competing with YouTubers. These YouTubers are streamers. These YouTubers are taking every opportunity available to them Tomorrow, if they want to rap, they're going to rap. They're going to sing. They're going to be boxers. They're going to be owners of businesses. They're going to be streaming. They're going to be doing all these things. There are no limitations to YouTubers. And then you got an artist at home, a rapper saying that they want to make it big, and you tell them, oh, do you mind appearing in this person's YouTube show? Oh, no, man, I'm not really on that. It's not really my thing. Okay, you sit there and be broke.
The ego.
5% of the rappers are broke, bro, because they broke in. You know what I'm talking about? And I just feel like when you don't have that organic fan base and you chasing charts, you know what I'm saying? When you don't hit the charts, then what you got? You feel me? And people go crazy and they go to blaming the labels. That's because you haven't sat down and, mapped out your life and what you gonna do if they don't do this and they don't do that. I was forced to do that, B. And since I've been home from prison, bro, from 2012, I've been interacting with the fans, bro. People might look at it, okay, man, you only got 30 people. You only got 50 people, bro. 50 organic people is a lot of people if they all paying you $100. You know what I'm talking about? People don't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? They just look at the numbers. You can have 1 million motherfuckers and I make more money with the 50 motherfuckers than the million if the million ain't really supporting and they bots and they fake like YouTube. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are buying fake views and they ain't making no money. You know what I'm saying? I got 100,000 organic subscribers. I can't wait to get my plaque. You know what I'm saying?
I'm live. I got people on my screen. I'm live. Can you do that for me?
Are broke. Let me explain. And though this is low-key common knowledge, I thought it'd be interesting to break down how this actually happens. So for those that don't know, artists make money multiple ways, but these are the three main ways, which is music/performance, merchandising/licensing, brand/business ventures. The main one that we're going to talk about is the music/performance part. The reason why I chose music and performance first is because it's honestly the reason why a majority of this happened anyways. Some of you guys may remember, back in the day, you had to buy an artist's CD in order to listen to their music. This is how the artists got paid, but the label still got a cut from the money you paid them, right? And back then, CDs was low-key a decent price and they made a decent profit for artists to the point to where though they weren't rich, they were still able to sustain themselves while the label just ate their money, right? Actually, CDs were really profitable to the label. In response to this, the label goes back to the artist like, yo, you think you can make a little bit more music? The artist respectfully be like, can I get more money? And the label is just like, of course we're gonna give you the money. We just need you to give us the rights to the songs that are being made because we're paying for them. We're paying for them. And majority of the time, the artist is happy. They don't care because they finally get to release music. It's been their dream to drop music, and now they got the money to fund it and do everything they want to do, right? Wrong. Because in the wise words of Master P, that was a loan, and you just lost one of your most passive incomes, your masters. And if you don't own the masters, then you don't own the song. And if you don't own the song, then you can't control how much money gets to you. It is estimated artists only get less than 10% of how much money the songs make. And in some cases, it's even worse. Prime example being TLC, who was the top female group at the time, right? They sold 10 million won Grammys. That was a record, by the way. But on the night of their Grammy Award ceremony, they admitted to the whole world that they're broke. They make no money because why? They don't own their music. And even if the label was to give the artist 500,000, $1 million, they still got to pay for studio time, producers and whatnot. That's why it's best that an artist becomes an engineer or producer himself. I'm not even talking about recent because it got worse. Literally 12 million artists uploaded their music to Spotify last year and less than 0.6% even got 10K from their royalties. Now with streaming dead and practically all royalties gone, you're probably thinking tours is gonna be able to save you, but you gotta think about it. Where'd you get the money to go on tour? Your label. One thing you have to remember is that the label loves to keep the money going, so in their mind it's like, you want a tour? Yes. You want flashy jewelry and all that to make sure that you keep your status, to make sure that we keep on making our money because people think that you're a rapper that's selling good? Yes. Oh yeah, but don't forget, while we making the money, pay us back. And once this happens, there's practically nothing the artist can do other than continue to tour, drop music, and make albums whenever the label say so. With a combination of all of this, if the artist isn't business savvy or has somebody good on their team, they miss out on the other two ways they could have been making money, which is merchandising and business ventures. These are important because these are the only thing tied to your name if you didn't sign it away. But as you guys may also know, not every rapper goes broke, and I think it's clear to see why certain rappers don't go broke because they knew what they were doing. Which is why I gotta give it to Travis Scott for not only being able to surpass.
I gotta say, like, you gotta. I realize that a lot of these rappers are almost like realtors, and that's the fact. As a real estate agent, nobody tells you how to build your brand. Whether you're an insurance agent, a life insurance agent, anyone that you have a license with, nobody tells you how to build your brand. Nobody tells you. Nobody tells you brand building. You sign to the broker. You may get some money from the broker. Would you get the opportunity to go sell? and then you just go sell. Those are equivalent to making hits. But then you still got to break the broker off. And then when it's time to break the broker off, and then you're left with whatever's money is left in your pocket, you get disgruntled and you get mad. You're like, hold on, I just gave the broker all this money. The broker just gave you the opportunity and the ability to be able to make money. This is so much the same thing, simply because you end up in a loss. I've seen so many artists, and it blows my mind. They don't run YouTube ads. They don't run TikTok ads. They don't run Facebook ads. And I'm like, you just expect the label to go ahead and do that, or you expect to just drop an album and it just goes platinum, like just because you dropped it. It's so much investment and reinvestment that goes into yourself. And I'm convinced, without a shadow of a doubt, this is just the lazy generation. And they're doing that, and they act like that simply because they lazy. And the ones that aren't lazy will actually be the ones that make the most money in the long term. And you'll see, they'll call those people and ask them, hey man, how you do that? Show me how to get put on. It's no different than being a realtor or an investor, and you stream, and you got 2 or 3 streaming channels, and you talk about culture, then you talk about real estate business and investing and all of that. Then you go talk about relationship because God made you whole over there. You want to share it with people. Your 19 years that you've been married, and she's still looking banging. But you use that and you build a brand. The brand is always going to be like, it's all different for everybody. For me, it's always going to be Jesus first. You build that brand. So these are the things that they don't tell you. Nobody told me I had to run ads as an agent, had to run ads as an investor. I had to run ads as an insurance person. You got to market, make content. And the ones who do it will be the ones who win. The ones who do it will be the ones who win, hands down. Now, I had to get up and go. My dog was getting bananas, so I had to shut that boy up, bro. I tell you, he like a hound dog. But real talk, to me, this is what they don't tell you. None of them are telling you this.
And gave $100,000 to damn near 100 people.
Right.
And nobody don't even know what to do with it, the next step to do with it. Only thing they know how to do is spend it. Only thing I knew how to do is spend it or buy some drugs. You know what I'm saying? We learn investing and accounting. But I got my...
Everybody wants to get to the money. And I remember the first time I had a big bag deposited into my account from a real estate deal. And for me, for some people, they'd be like, oh, that's nothing. For me, it was a nice, cool bag. 50 stacks is cool, right? You get it off a deal. And then nobody ever told you, the broker, nobody told you, you need to reinvest 50% of that. You need to reinvest 70% of that, 75% of that back into your business so your business can be a lot bigger than what it is right now. You may not see it today. It may appear 2-3 years down the line, depending on where you put the money. That reinvestment, the mentality for reinvestment, the mentality to keep putting back in on your craft, whether you're an investor, whether you're a music artist, a rapper, whether you're a singer, whether you're an artist that paints and writes, whether you're a writer, whether you're a builder, it doesn't even matter. Even if you're an electrician and you love being an electrician and that's your passion, that is your art. The business that you're building needs to be reinvested back in. These are the things that we do this is the things I believe we don't tell. A lot of us who have done it, missed it, then made it, we don't share that with people enough. We don't share it with people enough. We don't share with those trying to make it in whatever space they're in.
When you get signed, the label is like a bank. You are on a loan. The money that you get in the deal, you have to pay that money back. selling your music. And that $1 million that they give you is typically meant to be spent on making the album, developing the artist. The trade-off is the label puts your music out for the world to hear. It's a distributor, you know, it's a bank. So it's like, hey, we're gonna loan you this money so that you can have these cool clothes, so that you can shoot this cool music video, so you can sell your cool songs, so you can sell tickets to your cool tour. And then when we make our $1 million back, you can have whatever's left on top of that. Some artists barely break even.
Barely break even.
$100,000 to them.
They barely break even, you know? So I say stop idolizing these people. Just stop worshiping them, because we've been taught that they have, whether not even rappers, just also singers, Beyonce, these people are just people. They trying to figure it out just like you trying to figure it out. And if anything, they know that you worship them, or that we always hold them in a high level of esteem. And guess what? Give me your money. Give me your money. Show me the money. That's it. That's it, because they know they can do a come up right through you. They know that for a fact. Okay, because you look at them, you know, you look up to them, you know. So I'm gonna go into this next section.
All right, so let me give y'all some game right quick.
Before we do this, man, All Things Real, shout out to him on that podcast, because I was flipping in my office, flipping through some content on YouTube while I'm working, just trying to find a good video to play in the background, and I came by his video, and it summed up to me what everything is going to look like in the next 5 to 10 years, even if some people may say we're there right now. I don't think we're fully there right now. And he's going to explain this to you, because personally, content creators, streamers are the new rock stars, apparently.
Right. There's an opportunity right in front of your face that you are not paying attention to. And I actually talked about this, right? I talked about this in this video right here. They demonetize a real nigga when racism gets expensive. In that video, I talked about how these companies are about to start consolidating, okay? Now, after I made that video, what happened? Netflix to acquire Warner Brothers, okay? And that went over a lot of people's heads when I talked about this. This is something that's been going on behind the scenes for...
So if you don't know, if Netflix gets this deal to acquire Warner Brothers, they still jumping through these hoops. It will make it the largest streaming database of content in existence. See, both of them are going against each other, and everybody wants to win the content game. They want to have the most content where they can keep people locked in. And right now, YouTube is just killing it and destroying the content game. Like, the content creators, whether they're doing long form content, short form content, or whether they're turning around and whatever it may be, type of content, they're killing the game. They're killing it. I would be a bad person to tell you that if you're not making content, whatever field or space you're in, if you're not making it and doing it on a consistent level, and I would say go for long form content, the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to wish that you were.
A long time. And we just saw Ebro get fired from Hot 97, and word on the street, you know, my wife's in the industry, so we got industry friends. Word on the street, Breakfast Club is next. It's just a rumor. I don't know. But what a lot of people are missing is that things are about to start consolidating. And I said, in the future, everything will be on YouTube. We will turn on our television and it will just say YouTube, and you'll be able to watch movies, which you can already on YouTube, but there will be one large consolidation. Now, this is also happening on Main Street. I think it's considered Main Street, where you have private equity firms buying businesses. plumbing businesses, electrical businesses, different restaurants and everything. So, for example, one of my friends, he's an electrician. He owns a company. I talk about him all the time on this channel. I had him on this channel in the past. He got his company valued at $10 million. So a private equity firm can come and buy his book of business. His business has government contracts, state and local, private industry contracts, and these private equity firms are buying these businesses. Okay, this is happening in this space as well. Now, once everything starts consolidating, you're going to see the same thing happen on YouTube. Now, Mr. Beast may be the first content creator billionaire. There's going to be a new class of billionaires, content creators. So what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing private equity firms, major conglomerates start buying YouTube channels as well and combining them. YouTube is going to set it up so that, let's just say Fox News or somebody, CNN, wants to buy your channel. They'll buy your channel, and then they will assume you're following all under one channel. Yeah.
Now, to me, there's so many things in there. It depends on the type of channel that you have, of course. And do you still have to be a part of it, or do you sell it to them? But where he's going, he's not wrong, because there are updates I've been told concerning YouTube where you'll be able to make your own, you'll have like your own station now. Your channel will really be a channel. Like NBC is a channel and it has multiple programs on it. That's a real channel, or that's the term channel, at least what it is. So things begin to change and evolve. Now, what he's saying concerning content creators, Mr. Beast already got offered, I think this was 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, he already got offered over $1 billion for his content, for his channel, and he turned it down. He turned it down. Now, I'm not saying that he says content creators are going to be billionaires. I don't know about billionaires, but I do know about that if it's high level quality, if it's high level quality of content, a high level of quality content, that yeah, there's a big possibility you can get some very, very big bags for it. Like Brinks truck, bring it up to the house and drop it off type of joint. And we see it. Pop the Balloon turned around and they made, what did they do? They did a Netflix special. So as AI is changing and AI is making it where people are losing their jobs, I believe too, if you lost your job and you're watching this at home, sitting on the couch, I truly believe that this is the next move in what's coming down. And AI makes it so easy to do, from your thumbnails to your overlays to all your different content pieces, even your chop ups. You can do it, and that saves so much time, and now you can do so much more.
I see this happening a mile away. One person in particular that's a popular name that I'm pretty sure you all know, Anton Daniels. I'm sure he sees this too. That's why he's starting to build multiple channels. He's building a real media conglomerate. That's one of the reasons why I have almost 10 channels also, because I see this coming a mile away. These same firms, private equity, and also these larger media firms, they're going to start buying YouTube channels too, because YouTube channels are also assets, because they generate ad revenue, and they get a lot of, traction, they get views and stuff like that. So people always ask other ways to make money. You got to be able to look toward the future. A lot of this stuff that you see isn't just about getting clicks. That's all people pay attention to. Oh yeah, somebody's clickbaiting, trying to get clicks, whatever. The future, if you can build a large enough channel, a conglomerate at some point in the future, I would say 5 to 10 years from now, will purchase it. Okay, and they're going to be writing large checks, hundreds of millions of dollars.
We already see it in sponsorships right now. We already see that taking place. That's one reason why we went ahead and restarted this channel, spinning off of the real estate channel, because I see it coming down the line. And some people may get it, some people won't. But hey, so what next? Because somebody has to be the consumer, right?
to purchase people's channels. This is it's free game. I'm just giving it away. I said I don't really like giving it away, but you gotta pay attention to what's going on. And
gotta pay attention to what's going on, you know? So, hey guys, like, subscribe, follow for more content. And I put it out there so hopefully you can pay attention to what's taking place, what's going on. Oh, I got one more piece I want to talk about today. Hold on. Man, I believe the term streamers is so broad because you got Twitch, you've got YouTube, you've got people who stream for professional content, you got people who stream for gaming content, you got people who, and now gaming is professional too. You got people who like me, who just stream about the culture and about things that you would know or you should know and just drop you jewels in between my day while I'm doing my real estate business. I'm like, hey, let me just drop this jewel. Let me stream this out. Let me save this so I can talk about it. And maybe it'll help somebody. So the sense of streaming is very broad right now. It's not small. So when they say streamers are cooler than rappers or streamers are the new rappers, see it not from the perspective of this kid that's on the screen and talking to you. And we'll talk about them too, because every streamer owes a sense of responsibility to the atmosphere when we put content out. There should be something. You have the freedom of speech, but then there still should be a level of responsibility to your listeners, right? That you have to your listeners. So look at it in a broad sense, because you got people who stream for cooking. I was listening to my wife, and I'm talking to my wife. I'm walking in the kitchen, and she got the camera set up, and this chick is on there cooking, and my wife, hold on, she's hopping off, and she hops onto hers, and she goes live, and she's cooking. And I'm like, how many people did you get on that live? She's like, 350 people on her TikTok live watching her cook. We're going into a different time, y'all. I'm telling you, going in a different time.
And streamers the new rappers?
Absolutely not. Streamers lame as hell. Okay. But streamers getting money. Y'all getting money like rappers. Okay. And I respect that. I think that's the name. But rap, y'all definitely getting money like. But one thing about streamers is you can't fake cool.
What is cool, bro? Maybe I'm aged out. What you telling me? Kai isn't cooler than Lil Yachty? Lil Yachty gotta be one of the lamest niggas on earth. What is that? Is that like the new cool? You telling me it's not cooler to have all kinds of like Kai, all kinds of celebrities definitely making more money than Lil Yachty. You get to, I mean, you're entertaining crowds with more than just rapping, you know? Like I think, especially when you talk about guys like Kai or a Plaque-Boy Max, like they're doing more than you. They're literally providing more value than you. People like to watch their lives more than yours. They are legitimately more interesting.
Boom.
Lil Yachty, like, I like his music here and there. That's it, you just make music. What do you mean streamers are lame as hell? I'd rather watch Prospering play Fortnite than sit around and listen to Lil Yachty talk.
See, like I said, brainwashed. Some people are still behind, and he's too young to like not be up to date on it. Like, and I don't think it's him being young, really. I think he's just hating because he feels insecure. So you got to realize these guys who make these these guys that do music, when they rap, when they sing, when they're actors, this is entertainment. So they do that for the verse, the bar, the skit, the show, the movie. And when they are done, you'll find out that some of these guys, they ain't the coolest, bro. They ain't. I mean, if anything, they are the lamest because they hide behind their gift and their talent, and they can't be anything other than what they present or they throw out there. They can't be anything other than that. They don't know how to be anything other than that. They can't. When I say present and throw, if they're a gangster and they throw it out there, or they saying they're a gangster, they throw it out there, and their music is gangster, all you're gonna get is the gangster persona. And if you ask them if they true gangsters, no, they not, but they will bust a cap and take a son's life with the expectation to be validated as a gangster. Really, validate me. Really. So you got to really look at this thing, even down to the actual streamers too. We all do entertainment. This is all entertainment. When I get on here and I bring the mic out and I got my phone and you see it down there overlay and I'm talking about this crap. Yeah, I'm entertaining you on this damn topic. But at the end of the day, there's still a level of authenticity. I'm not telling you something. I'm not, posing to be another type of Leon. This is the real Leon, Doug. You know what I'm saying? This is the real. And grandmoms are doing it and bringing in a bag. So now I got to say, are streamers really lame? Or are you just too afraid to put yourself, your authentic self, fully out there?
Congratulations. Well done.
Mm-hmm. And I think that assumption that I made is
amazing, incredible, outstanding, amazing.
Because it's the truth. It's the truth.
Streamers have always been like cooler and more enjoyable to watch than any rapper. What do you mean cooler? When people start talking about what's cool and what's not, I don't have a clue what's cool and what's not anymore because I gauge it totally different. These boys can turn on their streams 3 times a week and make what you make, more than what you make as a rapper, by sitting in their rooms. That's gotta be the coolest shit. Or they could do an IRL stream in Switzerland.
The reason why they're saying that streamers are the new rappers is because rapping is a great way to live a man's dream, a rock and roll lifestyle where you have all the women you want, you have all the money, hoes, and clothes, right? That's what a lot of men aim for. And when hip hop started, it was started for the love of hip hop. So there were rappers, but the chances were those rappers were rapping because they love hip hop, not because they were trying to get rich, because there was no industry to get rich in.
Yep. The rappers were rapping because it was just, we enjoyed it. In school, at the table, lunch table, rapping because we enjoyed it. Nope, I wasn't looking to get a check. I was just looking to take somebody down with the best bar. I was looking to have the hottest punchline. I had no idea about getting a check. Even the boys on the block who were rapping, when they found out they can make money on it, great. But look where that got us. A lot of miseducated or uneducated Negroes with money in their pocket. Mm-hmm. And I'm not even lying about that.
Congratulations. Well done.
No lie.
You were on the street, yeah, you had your clout, but as many rappers have story told about, like, the cool guys were the drug dealers because they had the money, hoes, and clothes. They had the bitches. So
yeah, if you see that Puffy documentary, in that documentary with Puffy, man, no lie, he filmed himself like banging this girl out, and then he goes ahead. This is the first time he did it, and he shows it at a party, and she finds out about it. And you find out later on in the documentary, hope I'm not giving it away. If I am, too bad. Just go listen to it. Don't cut this off. Let me finish this thought. But he shows it in the documentary, how that was something he saw one of the old school rappers do, old school gangsters do. That's what he saw. So it was really, he was imitating the dudes in the street.
Anyway, when hip hop became an industry, it was like, oh, like basically the same hustler who would sell drugs saw that, like, oh, I can make money doing this shit. I'm nice with it, especially the boys in Brooklyn. But, you know, they're like, you know, there's stories about, in Jay-Z's book, he's like, the way he talks about becoming a rapper reminds me of like I felt about like influencing, right? Where he saw it was corny. He saw rapping as corny. He saw it as like, you don't really make money for real. He was making money. So he was like, why would I do this? But obviously that's what makes the story so impactful, because again, the industry wasn't formed yet. Same thing when I got in social media. It was like I could see the phase of like those YouTube, that first generation of YouTube, those kids turning into, and then like how little by little celebrities started becoming like creators. And I felt that, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, like we really changing who is like the main people now, and that they're getting the deals. Like before, where a celebrity would get the deal, now the content creator is getting the deal, right? Whatever, we're here now. Anyway, I related with Jay-Z for that, but so it ties into what I'm saying of the opportunists, basically, you know, and sometimes opportunists still make good music. They still know how to get the crowd jumping. It's still stuff that I can enjoy. Whether they're not like state-of-the-art artists, we could argue for days, right? We all have our opinions. But the reason why you see, you know, more entertainers making content is because they understand that the new game now, the new rapper, the new rock star, the new drug dealer, the new guy who has money, hoes, and clothes is the streamer. Now he got it. So now they go, oh, now we all gonna do it now. Because that's what they in it for. They're not in it for the love. They're not in streaming for the love. They're not in hip hop for the love. They're not none of this shit for the love. And they just kind of, they're like a band of like cloud chasers that just ruin shit.
I agree with her on that. Just ruin shit. Just jumping in there. And granted, I mean, I wouldn't do this if it, I know. This is for the love, baby. Trust me, this is for the love. And I would love for you to like, subscribe, follow for more content. I am out for today. Guys, remember who you are, and remember that Jesus loves you. And nothing's impossible to you if you believe. Don't believe those haters out there and what they got to say, because everything's been given to you. And you ain't got to go get it. Be blessed. Peace.